Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you for joining me for tonight's lecture, How to Lose Friends and Alienate People. Tonight you will learn the basics of being disliked, how to be lonely, and how to be rejected more. And best of all, you will learn in 5 simple steps. Using my method will give you an environmentally friendly and inexpensive way to wreck any chances of acceptance in social settings personally and professionally. Principle 1, dress for success. How you carry yourself and your image is the first thing people will notice when you walk into a room. It tells people how you want to be treated and who you are. So if you want to be successfully rejected, you have to dress the part. First, neglect personal hygiene. Stop brushing your teeth, shower less, and stop using deodorant. You want to cultivate a more natural odor that's reminiscent of patchouli and cat vomit. And you want to make sure that the odor is the first thing that people notice when you walk into a room, and hopefully the last as well. Next, we want to cover your posture. Stand in front of a full-length mirror. First, collapse your chest. Let your shoulders sag and hunch over. Let your head collapse and feel like you're the hunchback of Notre Dame. Bend your knees slightly, and then turn your feet inwards. Your posture should be weeping, "Oh, woe is me." Next, your movement should just be an extension of your posture. That is to say, weak, fragile, and relinquished of all meaning. Principle 2, mind your manners. Part of being disliked involves forming an attitude that people can't stand to be around. There is a subtle art to creating an etiquette of bad attitude. Luckily, I've devised 4 characteristics into a simple acronym that will teach you exactly how to use these characteristics. And the acronym is I-CUP. Everyone repeat after me.
I-CUP.
Pat, can you please spell that for everyone, please?
I-K-U-P?
No. Try again.
I-C-U-P.
Which brings me to my first letter, immature. I stands for immature. People love it when you talk about your poop and farts. Mindlessly laughing at everything in statements is a sure way to get people to be annoyed with you and want to avoid you. So begin laughing at everything, regardless if it's tragic or serious. For example, family member die, hilarious. Getting laid off from work, comedy gold. Your spouse cheat on you, classic. Next, C stands for close-minded. Close-minded, the world is not as nuanced as people like to make it out to be. So start generalizing everything. In conversations, you could say really ludicrous things, such as pro athletes are only successful because all of them use performance-enhancing drugs. Or you could say that, oh man, all Muslims are just terrorists. And you may be thinking, don't close-minded people tend to interrupt people before they can get their point across? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, they do. And I'm sure we've all come across these kinds of people. Like Tim, can you briefly share with us a situation in which you were rudely interrupted?
Well, maybe.
And moving on.
That's one.
U is for unhelpful. People tend to pester you for favors and advice, and it surely is just a waste of your time. To make sure that this ends, be sure to be flaky in all of your meetings, and be sure to just give terrible advice. For example, if your friend keeps losing his house keys, tell him that he should just write his address on his keys. That way people know where to return the keys when they find them. Or maybe if your sister asks you to help her deep clean her bathroom, maybe you should suggest that she mix bleach and ammonia for maximum cleaning potential. Next is P is for passive aggressive. If sarcasm is like a father that you get along and bond with, then passive aggressiveness is like your creepy uncle who touched you in a way that you'll never forget. So be sure to use passive aggressiveness in compliments in order to leave your mark. For example, you could say to maybe one of your more or less than fashionable friends, like, "Aw, I love how you just wear anything." Or if someone tells you about some great news relating to his career, you could say, "That's great for someone of your education level." Principle 3. Principle 3. Take yourself way too seriously. When you're in social settings, it's really important. You'll find yourself in a scenario that you might be playing low-stakes casual games, and it's important to be a bad sport. So if you find yourself on the winning side, be sure to praise and cheer yourself very, very continuously and loudly. Be sure to tell everybody why you're better than them and explain to them all their shortcomings. This could be in the form of perhaps condescending advice. But if you find yourself on the losing side, maybe you need to inform them of all the reasons you're not winning. For example, this could be in the form of excuses of, the game is broken. Outwardly show your spitefulness and your suspicion of them possibly cheating you out of victory. Next, it's also important to just make a habit of forgetting people's names. I mean, who cares after all? They're not you. And finally, be sure to be very difficult to please. People will try to win your affection by trying to be nice to you. But obviously, this is most always attempt to lower your standards to theirs. Be sure to explain to them when they do something that displeases you, that you're above their behavior, and how your standards are and explain the differences between your standards and their standards. Principle 4. Master awkwardness. The more you make people uncomfortable, the less people will be likely to invite you to things or interact with you. So it's important to make every situation as uncomfortable as humanly possible. It should be obvious in their body language that they want to escape for dear life. Which brings me to eye contact. Having good eye contact can say a lot about yourself, but prolonged eye contact can tell a whole story about yourself. You feel that?
Yeah,
That's prolonged eye contact.
I got it.
You could essentially cut the awkwardness with a butter knife. It's brilliant. And a more advanced technique of this is you could add panning eyes and a facial expression to seal the deal. For example, when you get someone's attention in a public setting, just give them the one up and then seal the deal with the facial expression. And principle 5, amplify. Social media, misery loves company, and social media can provide you with all the company that you could ever want. Get on every platform and start taking advantage of this complete reputation destroyer. On Facebook doesn't have any limits on the amount of characters you can post. So be sure to write posts relating your religion, your opinions of politics and sexuality in excruciating detail. Let it all out. Treat Facebook like your public diary. If you notice that your posts are getting less engagement, be sure to, I recommend to just post it on other people's posts. Keep doing this to coworkers, family members, and clergy till the desired result is achieved. And as you continue to take advantage of this self-destroying reputation machine, be sure to get on all the platforms. Harass people on Facebook. Start a Twitter war. Build an anti-Semitic Pinterest. Whip it out and get naked on Snapchat. And maybe just post your bowel movements on Instagram. And that's really all you need. If you follow these 5 simple steps, you too will know all the nuances and mastery of the dynamics of self-isolation and rejection. And if you enjoyed this talk, be sure to join me next week when I explain to you how to use the power of negligence to lower your financial prosperity.